Good day, everybody. I'm pleased to be here. My name is Roberto SARACCO, and I've been working with IEEE for quite a while. In the last years, I've been chairing the digital reality initiatives, where we have been addressing the convergence of the digital world with the physical one. And artificial intelligence is playing a major role in this convergence. So in this talk, I'm going to address the use of AI in healthcare, particularly focusing on the area of personalization of healthcare. And we're going to walk through chatbots, digital twins. I'm going to expand a bit of digital twins because what I really want to do is talk to you about the personal digital twins. So as you can see from this diagram, we are in a very complex environment, a complex landscape. And the three main beacons of the future healthcare evolution are marked by those arrows. And they indicated the preventative healthcare, meaning that you want not to cure, of course, you're going to cure if needed, but what you want to do is to take action before you need to cure a person. The second one is the personalization. You want to customize healthcare to that particular person. And the third one is what I call the proximity healthcare, meaning that you can cure the person where the person is. The person will not need to report to a medical center, to an hospital, to his physicians, but it can just be monitored and cured wherever he or she is. Now, in order to do this, we need to harvest many technologies. And these are the ones you're seeing on the right-hand side of this diagram. These are all a number of technologies. And then you see some circle around two of them. One is artificial intelligence, and you can see from the connection it has that basically it goes everywhere. So it's interacting with many other technologies. And also you're seeing circle chatbots, because I want to talk a little bit about that. And you see that the strong connection between artificial intelligence and chatbots. Now, zooming into artificial intelligence, this diagram I created to show the impact of artificial intelligence in many areas of healthcare. And what you can immediately notice is the fact that healthcare goes beyond the specific sector in terms of technology, and requires the involvement of policymaker, healthcare institution. So artificial intelligence is actually more than a technology in itself. It's impacting in many, many different fields, and it's really embedded in the whole system of healthcare. Now, if I'm focusing on one aspect of this, which is chatbot, you see that chatbots are connected to several aspects, including policymaking, healthcare institution, and of course you see a very strong connection with personal digital twin. I hope that through my talk, this kind of connection will become much clearer. The basic point I want you to pick up immediately is the fact that the chatbot is related to the healthcare world and is one bridge toward the patient, toward the person. So on one side of the healthcare, we have the chatbots. And what we're going to see is that on the other side, we're going to have personal digital twin. And these two entities are talking one another, coupling what is the personal sphere with the healthcare sphere, provided by the institution, by the government, by private companies, and so on. And you're seeing in this diagram that the personal digital twin is actually connecting to many aspects of healthcare. In addition to chatbots that I already mentioned, they get information from wearables, from personal genetics, from the electronic healthcare record, and so on. Well, let's now focus on the digital twin concept, okay? Well, a digital twin is basically a digital model of something. And in this case, in the picture, you see a car, and the digital twin in this case is the digital model of the car. And through the digital shadow, which means basically to continuously pick up data coming from the car as it is being manufactured, as it is in operation, it can ensure that the digital model is in sync with the current instance of the product. of the entity. And as it's doing this kind of thing, it's also recording, creating a thread, a digital thread of the story of that thing. Now, all these three aspects, the model, the shadow, and the thread, constitute a digital twin. Now, digital twin have been evolving significantly, moving from the stage where they just simulated a certain entity, like simulation of a car, moving into a phase where they coexisted with the physical entity, but they were decoupled. And now, in most industry, they are trying to have these two entities running side by side using Internet of Things and actuators to make sure that on one side, the digital entity is synchronized with the physical version, and on the other side, the digital version can affect the behavior of the physical version. We are now moving into a first stage where some of the functionality of the that we are perceiving in the physical version are actually being delivered and provided by the digital version. And in the fifth stage, we are going to see that the digital version is actually becoming more and more autonomous and performing action decoupled from the physical version. But of course, in the end, it will report back to the physical version to actuate this functionality on the physical version. And as you can see in the diagrams, we are seeing a progressive growth of importance of AI that is becoming embedded into the digital version. Now, this digital twin is already being used in healthcare, managing and helping to manage hospitals. So the hospital work management, the equipment management, it is becoming a surgeon assistant. So when surgeons are operating on a patient, they have a digital twin of the equipment that can help them in executing something. And also the digital twin of the equipment is the one that can provide augmented reality or can provide virtual reality to support continuous education of surgeons and physicians in general. So this is the kind of thing that the digital twin can do and is actually doing in healthcare. But we can move a step forward and look into the personal digital twin. And you see in this image, it's just a representation of what it would like, okay? You've got a mirror image of yourself in the digital world. And this mirror image can represent different things of you. It can mirror a specific subset, okay? And this is also all of course, depending on the kind of application you're going to use your personal digital twin. It can be a physical mirroring, or it can be a behavioral mirroring, what you're doing, how you would do this kind of thing. Just imagine the situation where you broke your leg, okay? And what happens is that you need to perform rehabilitation. Now, what's happening today is that you're rehabilitated according to a standard protocol. But if you have your personal digital twin, well, that personal digital twin will remember, knows actually how you used to walk, how you use your arm or how you use your leg. And therefore, it can be used in the physical rehabilitation because it can mirror what you were using to do. And the protocol of rehabilitation is going to be customized exactly to you, okay? Not a general standardized rehabilitation. Now, we have, and we are seeing a growing use of human digital twins. So digital twins that are actually mirroring humans, okay? And they have been used as an example in the vaccination creation for the COVID-19. Now, if you can mirror the cells and systems of a generic human, okay, you can start to perform clinical trials in the cyberspace at the simulation level. And this is shortening dramatically the time it needs to perform this kind of clinical trials. Of course, by the end, you need to go on the real humans and try them out on the real humans, but you have been able to do a lot of simulation in the cyberspace using this kind of twinning, the human digital twinning. Of course, this is a general model, and what you want to do, as it's shown there in the picture, is to move from the generic model to a specific model. How do you do that? Well, you're going to use the information that can be derived from the genetic blueprint of a person, of a specific person. And this is what is happening actually already. Companies like QBio, when you go in their labs to have a checkup, a body checkup, or just a single checkup of a single part of your body, they are not delivering you the result of the exam. What they are going to give you is the creation of your digital twin. And this digital twin can be then observed by your physician, and you can link to this digital twin your wearables, so that this digital twin can remain up to date of your body condition, of your physical condition. So you see, it's already a process that is starting and working out. Now, let me give you an example to conclude, an example related to epidemics, how digital twin have been used into the epidemics. Well, you see here the conceptual architecture, whereby basically you have in these triangles, you have the personal digital twin, and they are of course connected to the physical twins in the circle, okay? And so you have several of these. Every person in theory can have this kind of couple, his personal digital twin. Now, the personal digital twin is connected to the healthcare institution, and the healthcare institution is providing the personal digital twin with information about the risk area, okay? So that the personal digital twin can provide awareness to the physical twin, saying, hey, look out, you are now in an area where there's a high risk of contagion, okay? So take the appropriate measure to do that. But also the personal digital twin can look after the physical entity. Wherever you're talking to your phone, the digital twin is examining your voice. And as example, by listening to my voice at this particular time, it can have the suspicion that I've got a flu, okay? Because the way I'm talking. And so the digital twin is providing this kind of information to the healthcare institution, but look out, it's not providing the information that I, Roberto, might have a flu. It's just providing the information that there's a person in a certain area that might be affected with the flu. And this information, coupled with artificial intelligence run within the healthcare institution, can increase or decrease the level of risk in that particular area. And then the authority is there to fix the protocols, okay? They are deciding, okay, if there's a high risk, then people should stay at home. Or if the risk is medium, they can go out, but they have to wear a mask and all this kind of thing. And this kind of information, which is called prescriptive analytics, is handed over to the personal digital twin that will warn the physical entity, will warn me that I have to stay home, okay? And up to this point, as you notice, nobody knows where I am, okay, what I have, if I have an infection, if I have high risk, and so on. But at the very moment that I am not complying with the rules, okay, then the personal digital twin can raise a red flag and saying, okay, this guy, okay, is not complying with the rules. Now, of course, this is a breach of privacy. But that's the same breach of privacy you will have wherever you're speeding up with your car, okay? There are plenty of cameras that are watching you, but they don't care about you unless you are speeding, overspeeding. At that particular moment, you get a ticket. So this is the kind of thing that can map the physical and personal reality with the societal reality and societal benefit, balancing the privacy with the societal benefit. You can go a step farther with this kind of thing, because you can have a community of personal digital twins like the one you're living in an apartment, in a building, okay? And the personal digital twins of people living in this building can interconnect one another and share information, share data, so that you get a feeling of what is the environment you're living in, okay? And you see that AI, artificial intelligence marketing scheme, can work on data analytics at the general level and can feed this kind of information into the local environment, so that is providing a service that is analyzed by the personal digital twin and create awareness to the physical entities. If you put together this personal digital twin with the chatbots, you get a futurescape of healthcare. You've got artificial intelligence that is working on both sides of the personal digital twin and the chatbots, and the two are connecting one another. And the more they are talking one another, and the more useful they are becoming, supporting the personalized healthcare that we are really aiming for in the future. So thanks for listening to me. If you want to get more information, get in touch with me via LinkedIn, via my email. I'm looking forward to correspond to you. And thanks for having me here.